Hey, good evening. This is Christian from The Germans Are Coming. As you can see, it's a wonderful day. We are in the middle of a heat wave compared to what we had before. Everything would basically be considered a heat wave. Actually, I find it quite pleasant. It's 25 to 27 degrees Celsius, so I think it's like in the 80s of Fahrenheit. I usually have that in the beginning of the video. Anyways, it's been a long day. I worked, I don't know, a lot of hours, 2 digits, and I want to round off the day with some gardening. It's the second day in a row where we didn't have any rain, so I'm going to mow the lawn. I have some clippings to do, potentially going to weed eat up there. So behind this hedge on top there's a little stripe of green that also belongs to our property, and I'm going to cut it short. There was a couple of guys from the municipality, is that the word? Yeah, I think it is.
Municipality.
So they were here a couple of days ago, and usually they cut the grass, but this time they didn't. Oh, yeah, let me show you something. How do you know it's a beautiful day in Switzerland? Just like that. It's a hot air balloon. And they only come out when it's really nice. From up there where he is, you can basically see the Alps, and that's kind of, that's quite a view from up there. So, coming back to business, I have a little bit of, weeding to do, and I'm probably not going to film all of that, maybe a little. I want to get rid of the stinging nettle. I'm not going to talk about, although we already did plan for next year for the planting. So there is an actual plan now in place on what needs to go into the garden next year, but I only want to plan out where everything goes before I put that on an actual video. And there's also a surprise for the lady of the house, which we will see at the end of the video. Stay tuned. I have to give up. One-armed weed eating is not a thing that I want to do. I need to get the head cam for the GoPro or whatever. I think it's an Ape Man camera, whatever that is, into order, and start using that, because just swinging this thing with one arm, it doesn't look like much. But it's heavy. And yeah, I got quite some distance to do. I'm only doing that just so the lawnmower don't get stuck in the thick grass. That's not particularly a problem on the north side, but it is on the east and on the west side, because obviously there's more sunlight. The north side has more grass than usual, and I'm going to mow again. Remember the video, I have the deal with the missus that we are not going to kill the moss. But if this is the normal evolution of this, I'm not going to interfere anymore. All right, so let me set up everything, do the weed eating thing here for once, and then I will just mow over. So much for that. That spool is empty, and it's too late at this point to go to the hardware store and get a new one. So I'm done weed eating. The thing is, I'm actually quite good. I did most of the lawn at this point. Let me check. See, it was just too high. The lawnmower would just get stuck in here. And I did a lot of the front area here of the entrance. I will just, take a broom and put it all together. That's all fine. Not unhappy with the result. All right, let's get to the next task and set up the lawnmower. You won't believe this. The lawnmower doesn't start. I don't know what to say at this point. Yeah, sure, it rained and it was outside, but it was on the side of the house where it doesn't rain on. Maybe a couple of drops, but that thing, it's seen worse, you know what I mean? Beep this out, obviously. I'm stumped. I checked the fuel that's in there. I need to do a couple of checks here. Before I ran out of thread, another disappointment of the day, I was able to cut all of this. This is from all around the front area, and you see I'm not even done. I ran out of thread, so I can't do more, but it's quite a good amount. I will put that together and get it in the compost bin. I wanted to do so many things today, and now I can't. This is a good picture of how I feel right now. You know what does make me happy though? That bush right there. That's just really nice to look at. I mean, now it's getting a little bit cooler and the blossoms are actually closing up. It's still, it's such a nice color and I just love it. Good. I think I will now prepare the surprise for the missus, since she is kind of gonna be bummed out about the lawnmower as well, because it's, you know, financial thing. You need to pay a couple $100 for a new lawnmower. I will try to find one on a bulletin board. Maybe that helps. Trash can. All right, so let me walk over here. You see, we are kind of leaving the house right now. I'm gonna show you something. So yeah, that's right. It's blackberries. It's getting warm. Actually, it's getting cooler again, but it's warm. I'm sweating. So I asked him, the guy who owns the property, you know, across the street, do you do anything with those? And his answer was no. Last time I asked him about fruit that he potentially isn't using, he wasn't so happy, because I know he has a lot of apple trees. Back there, up the hills, there's a couple of abandoned farms where no one lives anymore. But he is still using the apples apparently. So he misses making like juice and stuff. It's all good. I just asked him if I could pick some, and he wasn't too happy about that. Anyways, turns out he doesn't have a claim on the blackberry bush, which kind of makes sense. It is growing around a power distribution box that you just saw earlier in the video. So I asked him, are you okay with me going onto your property and picking the blackberries? And he said, sure, go ahead. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead, pick some blackberries. Got my big tupper bowl here. And now it's gonna start, because they are quite ripe actually. And I know that Nat and Tabby just love blackberries. So this is what's gonna happen now. So that's enough, I guess. I think Nat's gonna like that. I left a couple of them there. There's a bunch that's not even ripe, so I can do another harvest eventually. I'm very much looking forward to that part. Although I have to admit, I got stung a couple of times. Well, I guess if you harvest blackberries, that's to be expected. Now let's check how many we got. 500 grams. $17 ounces, whatever the hell that is. 1 pound, 1.18 pounds. Well, it's a lot of blackberries. After the issue with the lawnmower, I think I deserve that, and I also deserve a break. I need to talk to Nat about the lawnmower and how to fix that, or fix that situation. So Nat just came home. I told her about the lawnmower. Like I said, I already checked the bulletin board. I will get a cheap used one. Just, you know, it's the middle of the month. I don't want to do a big investment. Yeah, so that's the situation. However, I teased the blackberries. Didn't say what it is yet. Let's see how she reacts. I got the blackberries.
You were allowed to pick them?
Yes. Oh, so basically, they don't belong to anyone.
Oh, but it's on his...
it's on his property. He doesn't care.
Okay.
So I will harvest them. There's a second harvest on that bush.
They're good.
Yeah, right?
Mm-hmm.
You want to eat them all raw? Should I do something with them?
I don't know. Making jelly doesn't make sense because we don't need jelly.
It's about...
You can probably do some liquor stuff.
I was thinking about that.
Well, yeah,
like,
so good.
get a recipe, setting up some liquor.
You still haven't set up your other liquor, so...
Well, I need some vodka for that. I don't think she should have more than one.
Let's see if the dog likes blackberries.
She is very skeptical about that.
No, you're fine. Fine. She ate a slice of nectarine, though, when I gave her one.
Oh, she
yesterday.
did?
Yeah. Is it fine? Yeah, look.
She's eating it?
Is it fine?
Nah, she's...
It's fine?
You know, if that's giving a juice spot, she's eating it. I don't believe it.
I mean, wolves are omnivores.
Yeah, they are.
They're not only eating animals, they're also eating, like, other shit.
All right.
When you're fine. Bye-bye.
I'm just out here with the dog. And this is going on behind the mountains or the hills. I think it's the next valley or even a little bit further away. Camera has issues focusing in the dark. There's a thunderstorm going on. I can't hear it, so it must be really far away. We have nothing. The dog is just eating grass, in case you hear that. I'm supposed to see meteor showers this night, but there's an overcast, so no meteors it is. But I got my light spectacle there, so that's pretty cool. Hey guys, it's about 2 days, I think it's 2 days after the scene that you saw before. Just don't ask, okay? Just don't ask. I have no answers. was that so hard? I don't know. I really don't know. I mowed the lawn in like 5 minutes after solving. I didn't even solve it. I just refused. I just refused to accept that defeat, and tried starting the lawnmower the very next day. So you notice it's 2 days. I started it yesterday. Just kind of out of a feeling that I don't want to accept the fact that it's broken. And yeah, well, it started. It took me two pulls, then it started again. And today I started it twice. Once before the video. No, actually, not before the video. For the first, kind of shot. Just throwing it on. And then I needed to switch it off again. And then I started it again. And both times, sorry, my hair is all messed up. We have like 30 something degree even in the shade, so it's very, very hot. There's only 2 extremes this summer, right? Anyways, I started it twice today, just with 1 pull. I don't know what's up with that. And quite honestly, I don't want to find out at this point. I'm too lazy, it's too warm. I have the feeling that this thing is going to die long term. And I mean, it's fine. It's been 20 years old, so it's fine if it dies. I don't want it, but that's all right. So you saw that Ned actually enjoyed the blackberries on one of the previous clips, right? It's 2 days later, and I just checked the blackberry bush, and I'm going to take you there with a finger snip a couple of hours later. Another good haul. That's the second picking. I think there's a third one in there. I look like crazy this morning. That's because my head just kept shifting all the time. So, as I said, I think there's a third picking in there. I'm going to wash these and the other ones, see how much it is in total. I think I need about 500 for what I plan.